Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Indian gold import update for the month of April 2017. Indian gold imports continue to surge. Indian gold imports were up 205% in April on a year-over-year basis, and preliminary May data shows a fourfold increase in Indian gold imports. Indian gold imports were 95 tons in April, up 205% from the 31 tons in April 2016. Indian silver imports also gained in April. We'll be covering that tomorrow. And earlier this month, India passed a 3% good and service tax that applies to both gold and silver. Now, Indian gold imports have surged since the end of the 2016 after the demonetization of the two largest rupee notes in the country. And what's happened since the beginning of the year has been a lot of buying by Indian gold jewelers in response to some pent-up demand from last year when Indian gold imports dropped. Let's take a look at the charts. Last year, you could see April, May, June last year, Indian gold imports were very low during 2016, especially as prices surged in the first half of 2016. This is 2016, a better view here. When prices surged because of Brexit and other political uncertainty, Indians are price sensitive to gold. When the price rose, they slowed their purchases. And so then the demonetization happened in November. Indians didn't have cash to buy gold, so gold sales were curbed. And now Indians have cash, and there's some pent-up demand, and there had been a good monsoon season last year. It's one of the best in the past couple of decades. So Indians do have the cash to buy gold. They have reason to buy gold, and they are buying. Another thing that boosted the gold imports the past few months was the anticipation that the Indian government was going to pass a 5% goods and services tax, so they stocked up in advance. So now that the tax is only 3%, we'll see what happens. That's probably good news anyway. The the jewelers are well stocked now, but because the tax isn't as high as they expected it to be, it probably won't curb demand as they had expected. So take a look at the charts here. You can go to the website. I'll leave a link below. It's easier to see the charts on the Smaulgld.com website. But let's just do the quick update for May. Now, I cover the exact numbers, the numbers that Nick Laird from Gold Charts R Us pulls directly from the Indian website, Indian government website. There are preliminary data. There is preliminary data that comes out that's a little more current, but it's preliminary, and I'm a month behind. I publish the exact data pulled from the Indian website, and then I'll report on the preliminary data. So what we're looking at now is April data, but the preliminary May data, according to Reuters and Bloomberg, is that it's going to be up fourfold in May. They're predicting 103 tons as jewelers increase purchases to replenish inventory and stock ahead of the rollout of the goods and services tax. So that's the provisional data. That would make it 4 months in a row over about 90, between 89 and 105 tons a month, which is a fairly robust amount of gold coming into the country. But you could see in 2014 and 2015, when there was greater demand than there was in 2016, there were many such months, over 100 tons being brought into the country. Here is the Indian gold imports over a longer period of time rather than on a monthly basis. This shows from 1999 to 2017. Biggest year ever was 2011 when 1,079 tons were brought in. 2015 was pretty big too. 949 tons. There's 979, 981. Last year, you can see it was a decline. Only 582 was the lowest since 2009. No, 2003. This year, we're already at 343 tons. We should clearly pass the 700 ton mark, and we'll see what happens the rest of the year. See if there's anything else we need to talk about. I think that's it. You can donate if you appreciate these reports to Smaulgld via becoming a patron on Patreon, link below. You can donate via PayPal, via Bitcoin, and you can also make your precious metals purchases through Smaulgld by comparing pricing and shipping at the links below and on the website at SD Bullion, BGSC, Golden Eagle Coins, Money Metals Exchange. Smaulgld gets a small commission if you do indeed buy through those links. You pay no more, no less than if you visited those links directly. So please consider doing so. Not investment advice, but if you are interested in buying gold and silver, please consider the merchants that are featured on the Smaulgld site at the links below, and Smaulgld will get a small commission. Final thing is, here is how India. We hear a lot of stories about India being the big gold consumer. Indians and Chinese nationals like to buy gold. However, the government of India does not. The government of India is 10th place with 558 tons, has no real interest, it seems, in adding it to its national bank's coffers, but it still has a decent amount of gold. But I believe there is data that shows Indian households, the people in the country, have between 18,000 and 20,000, maybe 22,000 tons of gold. And that's the gold that the government wants to wrest from the people's hands and monetize it, so to speak, through their program where they will give their citizens a bond in exchange for their gold. But so far, that program has not done very well. Thank you very much for listening. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also subscribe to Smaulgld.com, where I'll send you updates about once or twice a week. The big thing with the subscription is you get the week in review, and then so you don't miss anything, and I include everything that I deem worthy of happening during the week, some analysis, and also some links of news stories and Smaulgld stories you might have missed during the week. Thanks very much for listening.